Welcome to SNL 10th Anniversary Special. We have a great show for you tonight, and what was that? We lost the women's beanpot? Well, what about the men's? We lost to BU? All right, we're gonna need to cut this out, guys. Yeah, cool. This is Sports Not Live.
Yay!
Hi everyone, my name is Natalie and today I'm here with Jonah Spector. Jonah, I heard you're kind of new to the whole sports scene.
Yeah, it's a newer passion for me, but I've really spent the last few weeks learning from the best, and I think I'm basically an expert myself by now.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing your opinions. Let's get right into it. So as everyone knows, the Super Bowl was a couple weeks ago. What did you think of the outcome?
Well, you know, Natalie, football is an incredible game. It's so incredible, it's unbelievable. In this case, I don't think you could really say the Bengals lost the game. I think they just ran out of time.
Well, some people were arguing that the Rams actually would have scored even more if the game was longer.
Well, to that I say that the NFL, like life, is full of idiots.
All right, well, let's move on to baseball. There's been a lot going on, or should I say, not a lot going on with the whole lockout situation. Do you have any thoughts on what's been happening and what's been in the news?
Yeah, so everybody knows that baseball is 90% mental and the other half is physical. So to sum it up in 2 words, you never know.
All right, well, that was very insightful. Thank you. Let's move into the NHL. So, are there any teams we should be on the lookout for this season?
Right, of course. So hockey is all about the 2 M's, movement and positioning. But in general, if you score more points than the other team, chances are you're going to win the game. So I would look out for the teams doing those things.
Well, that does make sense, I guess. We're here in Boston right now. So, do you have any opinions on the Bruins and how their season is going so far?
Yeah, of course. You know, we haven't looked like a championship team lately, but I think we're about to turn this team around 360 degrees.
Okay, I think we have time for one more question. So the Winter Olympics just finished up. Did you have anything that you wanted to talk about from the games and what happened this year?
Oh, of course. I mean, don't even get me started. The problem with winter sports, and follow me closely here, is that they mostly take place in the wintertime. I think that...
Okay, I actually think we're out of time. Thank you so much for coming and really giving some great opinions. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I look forward to coming back to the show.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
With the loss of both the men and women's beanpot here at Northeastern, our campus has been very sad and depressing. So we decided to find the silver lining, and also a loser to point at and make fun of. We found Harvard's only fan that attended the beanpot. How are you doing today? Let's introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Chester McBadbat III. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, glad you could be here. So tell us, Chester, how did you get into Harvard hockey?
Well, when I was a young lad, my papa and I were on a private yacht down in the Cayman Islands. And, you know, we were watching what the poor folk do up here when it snows. I haven't seen snow since this year. It's very exciting. And we saw this fun sport where they would hit each other with pads and stuff. And I was like, oh, and that was football. But then we changed the channel and there was one where they were hitting each other with pads, but on ice. And I was like, whoa, very cool.
Okay, very interesting. So obviously Northeastern didn't come out victorious in the beanpot, but neither did Harvard. How are you feeling with that loss?
Yes, it was a shame for us to be lumped with the likes of Northeastern and BC Jesuits. But you know, these things happen and we just gotta keep going and get back out there next year.
Now, obviously you had a lot of players that were away in China for the 2022 Winter Olympics. How did their departures affect the program?
Well, I think given our performance in the beanpot, it could be argued that their departures were noticeable and had a negative effect on the team's success.
Thank you for that very generic answer. And how do you think the women's team is doing this season? Obviously, they had 6 seniors leave last year. Do you think they're holding their own?
You know, I think they are. I really think they're doing well.
Did you go to any other games besides the Beanpot?
Yes. A lot of them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Name one men's hockey player on the Harvard team.
Okay, you know what? All right, I'm done. Listen, I lost a bet, okay? My buddies and I in our, fraternity club, Skull and Bones, we were like, oh, we can just be like, the person who loses has to, loses this game of billiards, has to go to the poor people's bean pot or whatever. And I thought it was going to be a bean eating competition. So I was like, oh, this will be fun to watch the pigs and the truffle, And then I got there and there's all these people on ice. I don't know what's going on. I've never seen skates before. What is this ice? Ugh. I've only seen ice in drinks, and that's where it should belong. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Chester. Bag. Man. Thanks for joining us here.
I want none of this is not going to air. You will hear from my father's lawyers if this airs.
This is gonna air.
Shit.
What was that?
Fuck. I gotta go.
Hello, I'm Henshaw, and welcome to Stats with Henny. Today's topic is entropy, which is defined as a thermodynamic quantity representing the unavailability of a system's thermal energy for conversion into mechanical work. If that's confusing, look at it this way. Let's say the hockey rink is the whole universe. Us mortal hockey humans wish to control the rink, but try as you might, the puck still might go in. We want to measure it, understand it, have power over the rink, but order cannot be established. When we stare into the dark center of the universe, the black void of the hockey puck, only entropy meets our gaze. What I mean to say is hockey doesn't make any sense. Sometimes the puck will bounce in, and sometimes it will bounce out. You cannot determine the puck's position. As soon as you observe it, it's behind you. Get your shit together. You just have to keep hitting the puck. Pick a place and skate to it. It's not going to make a difference. Sometimes the country's best team has 50 shots in the semifinal and loses 3-1. Sometimes you make the final and you lose 1-0. Sometimes your goalie becomes a gladiator, and sometimes they become a pumpkin. Sometimes the Blue Jackets sweep the Lightning in the first round. Not usually, but it will happen sometimes, to remind us how little we know. If you are really lucky, you'll be here for 70 years. And if you're like me, you want to spend that time talking about on-ice shooting percentage, about zone exits, zone entries. Really? Hockey is a random number generator that gives you the slightest nudge, the mirage that it can be understood. But it doesn't matter, just like everything else in the world. This bit was brought to you by both our teams losing in the Beanpot.